In this tutorial, we will begin on the no-turn version of our In the Hoop doll. Load the doll limbs or the doll arms and legs file and hoop a new piece of stabilizer. Cover the die lines with felt and stitch the shoe die lines. Cover the shoe die lines with felt and then stitch the shoe tack down. Stitch the buttons. Stitch the guidelines on the arms. Here we'll trim out the inside of the shoes. It's a good idea to trim any excess fabric that may interfere with the arms. With all no-turn arms and legs files, including the pony, we will flip the hoop over on the reverse side. Cover the die lines with felt and tape in place. It's not shown here, but you need to also tape down a piece of shoe fabric over the flesh layer and make sure that the shoe fabric is not too tall or her shoes will not appear to wrap around her foot. Make sure you also trim the top edge of the shoes on the front as well. Stitch the final tack down for the arms and legs. Notice the blue shoe fabric on the reverse side, how it's placed to match the top edge of the front shoes. Remove from the hoop and trim around the arms and the legs close to the tack down line but not on it. On the 4x4 doll, you need to stuff the legs at this point, but on the larger dolls, do not stuff the legs yet, just the arms. Use a blunt object to push polyfil into the arms and legs. On the 4x4, I use a blunt end of a skewer. Since stabilizer is between our layers, we need to make sure we stuff the back side. Apply a bead of glue to the arms. Press and hold for 1 minute and then clamp the opening edge with binder clips or wonder clips. If you are sewing a doll larger than the 4x4, you will need to sew the doll back as shown in the first video and stitch that first. But since I'm sewing the 4x4 doll here, I won't be using the doll back file. So I'll move on to loading the doll body file onto a new piece of stabilizer. Stitch the die line for the doll body. Cover the die line with felt. Stitch the eyes and the mouth and also stitch 2 guidelines. Now we will place a piece of white felt for the underwear with the top edge touching the guidelines. Glue or tape it in place. On the reverse side of the hoop, we will place the edge of the legs inside the die line for the body, facing down with the toes pointed in. These legs are only stuffed because I'm sewing the 4x4 doll, but if you were sewing a larger doll, you would be putting unstuffed legs here. If you prefer to sew the legs on the top side of the hoop, just position them under the front body fabric of the doll. Tape the legs in place. If you're sewing the 4x4 doll, don't stuff the legs all the way. On the reverse side of the hoop, place a piece of flesh layer. If you are sewing a file bigger than the 4x4, then you need to use the zipper doll back fabric here, and make sure that the zipper faces out and not towards the stabilizer. Lastly, we'll add another underwear fabric layer, making sure that the top of the underwear fabric lines up to the underwear guidelines. Tape in place. Now stitch the final body tack down. Trim around the tack down for the body, close to but not too close to the stitches. Also, don't cut through your legs. If you're sewing the 4x4 doll, stuff the body on the back side of the hole, leaving the stabilizer towards the front. Otherwise, for a bigger doll, you will have the zipper to use for stuffing. Stuff the body firmly. For the 4x4 doll, we have to close the top of the head with some glue. If you are sewing a larger doll, simply zip the back of the doll shut. Clamp the seam shut with binder clip. Up next, we will attach the arms for the 4x4 doll. Refer to the tutorial part 2 or part 5C to see how to attach the arms.